Good morning. Good morning and welcome to Bessie, Wednesday, October 15th, 2025. I'd like to call our meeting to order. Got to get a roll call, please.
Mr. Appel? Mr. Appel is present. Dr. Armstrong? Dr. Armstrong is present. Mr. Birkin?
Here.
Mr. Birkin's present. Mr. Castile?
Here.
Mr. Castile is present. Ms. Champagne?
Here.
Ms. Champagne's present. Dr. Clark?
Here.
Dr. Clark is present. Mr. Harris?
Here.
Mr. Harris is present. Mr. Hollis? Mr. Hollis is not present. Ms. Holloway?
Here.
Ms. Holloway is present. Ms. Mellerin? She's here. Mr. Morris?
Here.
Mr. Morris is present. You have quorum?
Thank you. Thank you. We'll start off our meeting this morning. We ask everyone to rise, and Father Josh is going to lead us with invocation.
Josh Johnson, I'm pastor of Sacred Heart of Jesus, and I just got back to Baton Rouge from a mission immersion in Chalco, Mexico, where I was working with 40 Catholic nuns who they take care of over 3,200 girls who are the poorest of the poor in the villages of Mexico. 40 nuns. They provide these girls with an education. They get a high school diploma. They earn a trade, well, like nursing and counting, and cooking and sewing. When I was there, they were building computers. It was the most beautiful thing for me to see all this work that's happening for these young girls who live in the slums of Mexico. But because of the work these nuns are doing with them at their boarding school, they are getting an education and they're getting formation that's preparing them to go back out to the world, wherever they want to see, or to go back to their home villages, be the providers for their families. But what most impressed me about these sisters that I was working with in Mexico was the fact that every single day they spent an hour with Jesus in the morning, an hour with Jesus in the afternoon, and another hour with Jesus at night. A full hour, undistracted, focusing on the Lord, praising the Lord, looking at the Lord, listening to the Lord, and they're busy. They're tired. It's a boarding school, so the girls are knocking on their doors all the time, but they had so much joy and so much energy and so much creativity in the work they were doing for these young ladies. And it was all the fruit of their prayer. It wasn't their energy, it wasn't their insights, it wasn't their joy. It was the joy and the energy and the insights that they were receiving for their time that was spent dedicated to solitude with God in prayer. And so as I asked God what he wanted me to share with you all this morning, I asked God to give me his heart for you. There were two specific scriptures that came to my heart, both from the Old Testament. One was from the book of Numbers, whenever Moses was crying out to the Lord. He said, this work you have been doing is so difficult, and I'm sure that in your line of work, you might feel that same way. This is too much, too hard. But what God did for Moses was God, the Spirit that he bestowed upon Moses, and he gave it to 72 others to help him in his work. And then the same thing happened with the prophet Elijah and Elisha. As Elisha was being drawn from the heaven, Elisha said, what I want is the double portion of the spirit that was given to him to be given to me. And the Lord gave him that double portion. And he was able to continue to do the good work that Elisha did before, and even greater work as well. And so as I pray, I see the Lord share with me to invite us to ask God in prayer this morning, like, Lord, give us your grace. Impart upon us your wisdom. Impart upon us your creativity and your knowledge and your insights and your desires and your plans and your projects for our kids, for our students in this land. Lord, your ways are better than ours, even if we have an education, even if we have really good ideas, if they are not of you and from you, they will not bear fruit that will last. We desire for there to be fruit that will last in this land that we live in this land that we serve, for the students that we are walking with, that we are accompanying, and that we are forming. So Lord, we invite God to give us a double portion of the gifts that you gave to the greatest educators of our district. Bestow those graces upon us, that they will be good for us, and we'll be good stewards of those gifts, and we will be able to share those gifts with the students that we are entrusted with, the teachers that we are entrusted with, the principals that we are entrusted with, walking with the company, and with serving. Not for our glory, but for your glory, God. And most importantly, God, I ask that you just impart upon every person here a desire for intimacy with you, a desire to spend more time, to waste more time with you. Not just time in intercession for others, but just time to be with you, God. That your mind can become our mind. We cannot think with the logic of the world, we can think with the logic of you, Lord. So the last scripture that has been on my heart this morning, I've been praying for you, comes again from the Old Testament, from the Psalms. King David, in Psalm 127, David wrote this: unless the Lord builds the house, those who build it labor in vain. So Lord, we invite you to build. We invite you to knock down and destroy anything that you're doing that is not of you, that is not for the good of the students, the teachers, the educators of this land. Not our will, God, but your will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Monday's off to a good start. So we want to follow up with that with the pledge. And I would ask Shonda Wilson to come forward from DeSoto Parish. She's going to lead us in the pledge this morning.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Shonda. All right, first item on our agenda, please.
Good morning, members. First item on the agenda is item 2.1, approval of the agenda.
All right, can I get a motion, please? Ms. Champagne, Dr. Armstrong. Thank you. Is there any exception to the motion? Hearing none, motion passes. Next item, please.
The next item on the agenda is item 3.1, consideration of the recognition of community partners.
Can I get a motion, please? Ms. Mellerin, Dr. Clark. Thank you. I believe Mr. Castile has this one. Mr. Castile?
Thank you, Mr. President. After Father Josh's very brief prayer this morning, I am indeed inspired, and he may not have known it, or maybe he did, because it was said with the anointing of God, and it was a preface to the presentation that we're about to give today. And I suspect Father Josh had no idea who I was about to present. I'd like to present Mr. Lauren Carrier. Lauren, would you please come up? Lauren is the executive director of Hope for Opelousas. Have a seat. Lauren has done some extremely incredible.
Please join us at the table. Get comfortable.
You know.
Thank you.
So Hope for Opelousas, and Lauren is going to tell you a whole lot about it. And I've got the script here to read, but after that inspiring message, it spoke so much to the work for Hope for Opelousas, because in my small town where I grew up, I had no idea that Hope for Opelousas existed. And I went and visited, and someone said, you should visit the campus in Opelousas. That's Hope for Opelousas. I'd heard about it for years, but had no idea in my little small town, in what my pastor would call the hood, there is this wonderful oasis of hope that's happening in Opelousas. When I heard a campus, I didn't realize what they had done and transformed one little block into this incredible place of learning and love. There's this community garden. No one would ever believe in Opelousas that something was created like this. And when you ask Lauren, he will tell you his story, which is rooted in faith, deeply in love, love for the community, and I'm just in awe. Now, I'm the talking piece this morning, but my colleague Simone Chaplin said we need to invite Lauren so that the world can see the light that he is shining upon this community. So without any further ado, Father Josh, thank you for providing the inspiration to lead us to Lauren so that he can now share some very brief remarks about the wonderful work that he is doing in my small town, my hometown, Opelousas.
Well, thank you, guys. Those are some very humbling words. I will say that God answers prayers like the one we all just prayed together. And that's kind of how Hope for Opelousas got started. After I graduated college at UL, moved back to my hometown, Opelousas, and just saw it with a new set of eyes. You know, you said it, we're in the hood, and Opelousas has many challenges. Beautiful, amazing people, and we're an outlier when it comes to poverty and all the things that follow that. And so, as a Christian, I knew that we needed to do something about it. These are our neighbors, our family, and so we didn't need to go somewhere else to find the mission field. It was right there in our hometown. And so 17 years ago, we started Hope for Opelousas, and we've grown from 12 kids in one little house to a block of houses that we now own that are the home for our after-school program. We serve 120 students, 1st through 12th grade, with educational support, mentoring, spiritual formation, and leadership development. And it's an amazing testament of what God can do whenever people pray prayers like the one we just prayed. Our board and our staff give the best of themselves to our kids and our families every single day. We get the opportunity to see little kids grow from, you know, 1st graders all the way to graduating seniors and then beyond. We have a program that we call Agents of Hope, where we invite high schoolers to work for us. And those young people become the mentors for our elementary and junior high students. It's a great example for these kids to see people that are poured into them that they can look up to. And then one day, these young kids become the new agents of hope that are there every single day. So we believe that our community has the resources it needs to empower our community. And we're just excited to stand in that gap and position those resources in the right way to be able to best serve our students. We do some awesome stuff with our high schoolers where they get to learn about leadership development. We take them on high adventure backpacking and canoeing and trips across the country. In the course of 4 years, a kid will get to see both coasts of the United States and then experience our national parks and really learn some challenging experiences. I've had kids try to throw a mutiny on me on some of these trips, and I get to tell them, hey, look, the van's 20 miles back that way, but I'm going this way. And it's awesome. These young people have made my life so rich because of the relationships with them. And it's my joy, the joy of my life to be able to do the work I do. Thank you for the honor of being here today. Thank you for what you do for our kids on a daily basis. And we appreciate you.
Lauren, the work that you do, applause, please. Yeah. Don't move. In a moment, we're going to take a picture with you because we want you to know that all of these folks here love you and support you. And I use the word love a lot because I got a blue shirt with yellow that says love on it, and I wear it proudly, and it is so important. The work that educators do from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. in the afternoon is wonderful work, but it can't be done without people like you really pouring in the other hours when we don't have them. And you do that in such an amazing way. I invite all of you to come and visit Hope for Opelousas, come to the hood,
Yes.
come to that neighborhood and see the beautiful work that's being done there. So Lauren, if you don't mind, we're going to take a picture with you, Mr. President, if that's okay.
Yeah, yes, sir. Just certainly want to emphasize Mr. Castillo's message. You know, you make Louisiana proud. So we thank you.
Thank you very much.
Right there in the middle. We're gonna put you center stage. We're gonna go to you.
Ms. Champagne, you had some comments to share.
Yes, sir. Well, first of all, Lauren's story is very inspirational. The first time I heard him was at our children's cabinet meeting. And I was so inspired. I went home and I said, we have got to help Lauren and we have got to get out there. Well, I asked him, I said, Lauren, would you do this in other communities? Well, he's been doing it for 17 years and he has built himself up. But what he has said is, I will help anyone that wants to start this on their own. So we have to, we have outreach. We don't want him to keep working harder. I do want people to know that, I believe I'm right, Lauren, every dollar he raises, he fundraisers. He is not getting supplemented by any government entity. Thank you. So I think it's important for us to support him, what he is doing in Hope for Opelousas, and ask him to come into our communities and just speak to our pastors or anyone interested in this type of outreach. But I was inspired by him on that day. I'm still inspired by him today. And I'm actually inspired by two people today. So it's going to be a really good day today. But thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you, Ms. Champagne. Truly, we're off to a good start today. Next item on our agenda, please.
Next item on the agenda is item 3.2, consideration of the recognition of the 2024 Milken Educator Award honorees.
Going to get a motion, please. Ms. Champagne, Mr. Birkin. Thank you. Superintendent.
Thank you, Mr. Morris. Few comments just before we get started with presentations. I just want to acknowledge the amazing educators in front of us today collectively. Louisiana has a pretty good story to tell on the education front, and you are the reason for that story. The work that you all do every single day. You are exemplifying excellence in this field that we all love so much, and just want to encourage you to keep doing it and keep doing it well. And I just want to give my personal thanks to all of you for just being, amazing educators in your particular space. So with that, Joni Lacey on our team and Kelly Stomps will run through a set of recognitions with a number of different educators that we want to display today so the whole world can see the amazing work that they're doing.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm Joni Lacey with the Office of School System Relations, here today with several of my colleagues and department leaders, and I'm grateful to introduce several outstanding honorees this morning. Honorees, when your name is called, please come forward and remain up front. Once all honorees have come forward, we will take a group photo. We kindly ask everyone to please hold applause until all honorees in a group have been named. And starting with the Milken Educator Award recipients. This national award, the Milken Educator Award, recognizes early to mid-career educators for outstanding achievements and future promise. Each recipient receives $25,000 unrestricted cash prize. And now to introduce this year's honorees. Kyle Cook from Calcasieu Parish. Ashley Davis, Central Community School District, and Sharday Wilson of DeSoto Parish. Congratulations to Louisiana's National Milk and Educator Award honorees. Y'all stay standing. Okay, fine. They're gonna, you can't see behind me, but they're gathering. Congratulations again.
Believe we have to follow protocol here and get a motion for the next item. Is that correct?
Yes.
No? Okay, we could take them all in globo. Okay.
Motion items 3.2 to 3.9 and go.
Right, that's my thought.
I just read them.
Okay. All right, thank you. Mr. Walker?
The next item on the agenda is item 3.3, consideration of the recognition of the 2026 Principal of the Year honorees.
The Teacher and Principal of the Year programs recognize and celebrate the outstanding educators and leaders who demonstrate success with students and exemplify excellence in the profession. Now introducing the 2026 State Principal of the Year finalists. Anisha Ross, DeSoto Parish. Kyle Fontanet, East Baton Rouge Parish. Holly False, St. James Parish. Christian Monson, St. Tammany Parish. Tanya Cook, Terrebonne Parish. And now to introduce the division level honorees. The elementary principal of the year is Brandon Singleton, St. Landry Parish. Middle school principal, Jennifer Burris, Bossier Parish. High school principal, Dr. Anna Faye Caminita of Tangipahoa Parish. And introducing the 2026 Louisiana State Principal of the Year, Justin Wax of Livingston Parish. Thank you,
All right, Mr. Walker, next item, please.
Next item, item 3.4, consideration of the recognition of the 2026 Teacher of the Year honorees.
Introducing the 2026 State Teacher of the Year finalists. Catherine Kaki Wilrich of Monroe City Schools. Carla Branche Mason of Hines Charter. Brittany Abair, Lafayette Parish. Aaron Kosei, Plaquemines Parish. And Delana Crochet Buffalo of West Feliciana Parish. And now introducing the division level honorees. The elementary school teacher of the year is Allie Angel of St. Martin Parish. Middle school, Tante Poche of Ascension Parish. High school, Aaron Bobuff, Jefferson Davis Parish. And introducing Louisiana's 2026 Louisiana State Teacher of the Year, Regina Hartley Beard of Zachary Community School District. Thank you. Congratulations.
Mr. Walker, next item, please.
Next item is item 3.5, consideration of the recognition of the 2026 New Teacher of the Year honoree.
This award, the New Teacher of the Year award program, is led by the Office of Educator Talent and Workforce Development. The New Teacher of the Year award honors outstanding educators in their first year of full-time teaching. And introducing Louisiana's 2026 New Teacher of the Year is Miss Olivia Francois of Ascension Parish. You're good. You're good.
Dr. Walker. And her mom.
Mr. Walker?
Next item on the agenda, item 3.6, consideration of the recognition of the 2026 Early Childhood Teacher Leader of the Year honoree.
Thank you. And this work is led by the Office of Early Childhood Care and Education. This program celebrates educators working with our youngest learners. And introducing the 2026 Early Childhood Leader of the Year, Devonda Whittington Warren of Explore Learn Early Learning Center in Tangipahoa Parish.
Mr. Walker?
The next item on the agenda is item 3.7, consideration of the recognition of the 2025 Louisiana Public Interest Fellowship honoree.
I do want to share also that today she couldn't be here with us, but Louisiana's 2026 Early Childhood Teacher of the Year is Miss Brooklyn Johnson Botley of KinderCare Head Start in Allen Parish, and we do want to give her a round of applause. And now for the Louisiana Public Interest Fellowship. This work is led by the Office of School System Relations. The fellowship allows educators to lead an initiative of statewide impact. Introducing the 2025 Public Interest Fellow, meet Cara Beth Melton of St. Tammany Parish. Beth's project focuses on improving math fluency through kits, peer tutoring, parents workshop, and a math fair. Congratulations, Beth.
Mr. Walker, next item, please.
Next item, item 3.8, consideration of the recognition of the Louisiana Recruitment and Retention Fellowship Cohort 5.
This work is led by the Office of Educator Talent and Workforce Development. The Recruitment and Retention Fellows represent the 5th cohort of leaders working to attract and retain effective educators statewide. And now introducing Cohort 5 Fellows. Stephanie St. Pierre, Ascension Parish. Brandy Grow, Assumption Parish. Dr. Chastity Jenkins, Calcasieu Parish. Jeremy Abanion, Central Community School District. Rebecca Bravender, Discovery Schools. Allison Brown Lands, East Baton Rouge Parish. Brian Wax, Livingston Parish. Ulticia Dukes, New Orleans Public Schools. Jason Thompson and Tawana Calhoun of Ouachita Parish. Aaron Lawson, St. Bernard Parish. Kimberly Gales Johnson of St. John Parish. Kelly Rabelais and Dr. Nicole Morrison of St. Landry Parish. Dr. Rebecca Wilson of Webster Parish. And Kaylin Gaucher and Yolanda Williams of Zachary Community School District. Congratulations to our Recruitment and Retention Fellow.
Mr. Walker, next item, please.
Next item is item 3.9, consideration of the recognition of Louisiana National Board Certified Teachers.
In just a moment, you will meet these honorees. Afterwards, all honorees today will be adjourning to networking receptions. One group will be attending a reception at the Old State Capitol, and it's generously sponsored by APEL and Dr. Keith Corville. We sincerely thank Dr. Corville for his continued support of Louisiana's educators. And now I'm pleased to turn it over to my friend and colleague, Dr. Dolores Cormier Zenine, who will introduce the National Board Certified Teachers.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Now we'll recognize the National Board Certified Teachers, a prestigious voluntary certification that signifies excellence in teaching. It's a rigorous process that confirms educators meet high professional standards and make a lasting impact on student learning. Research shows these teachers consistently inspire growth, challenge potential, and help every student succeed. Now we will start by introducing Louisiana's new National Board Certified Teachers. Emily Cryer, Bossier Parish. Cameron Hall and Paula Lott, Caddo Parish. Robin Clark, East Baton Rouge Parish. Kirsten McCauley and Emily Miller, Jefferson Parish. Adria Harrelman, LSU Lab School. Emily Bissell, Orleans Parish. Allison McClellan, Plaquemines Parish. Crystal Malpas, St. Tammany Parish. Molly Bork, Vermilion Parish. Pamela Middlebrook, Ascension Parish. Heather Leland, Bossier Parish. Sandra West, Caddo Parish. Melissa Knaps, Livingston Parish. These that I'm naming now were unable to attend, but I'm naming them so that they are recognized as well. Tamara Epson and Candace Robillard, LSU Lab School. Halle Thompson, Orleans Parish. Leanna Buckley, Ouachita Parish. Marjorie Ambrose, Plaquemine Parish. Angel David, Rapides Parish. Stephanie St. John Cantrell, St. Charles Parish. Kimberly Fulton-Roy, Leslie Palais, Chantel Smith, and Gina Troyer, St. Tammany Parish. Michelle Miller, Tangipahoa Parish. Tracy Zorn, Terrebonne Parish. And Nicole Means, West Feliciana Parish. Congratulations and thank you for your continued excellence. Investment.
Okay, Mr. Walker, next item, please, sir.
Next item on the agenda is item 4.1, approval of the August 20th, 2025 meeting minutes.
Thank you. Can I get a motion, please? Mr. Harris, Ms. Holloway, thank you. Is there any exception to the motion? Hearing none, motion passes. Next item, please.
Next item on the agenda is 5.1, report of the State Superintendent of Education.
All right, can I get a motion? Dr. Armstrong, Mr. Castile, thank you.
Thank you.
Superintendent?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Morris. Just a couple of comments I think are worth sharing with the board. First of all, we need to make sure that we congratulate the school systems across the state. The College Board released annual AP results from advanced placement testing. And really, we had fantastic results across the state, better than we have ever seen. And in fact, 2/3 of AP exams that were taken by Louisiana students earned qualifying college credit scores. So if you're not familiar, basically, if a student is enrolled in an AP course, which is a high-level course, at the end of that course, they take a standardized assessment that's given uniformly across the country. And if they score a 3 or better, they have the potential to earn college credit. And so of the students who were enrolled in a course and took that rigorous test at the end, 2/3 of those earned a qualifying score. And just to put that in comparison, in 2021, that number was 38%. And today it's 2/3, so in the 60s. Also, it's not just more students hitting the qualifying score as a percentage, more students are actually earning credit. If we look at 2021, we had 7,000 students earning college credit, and today we have near 13,000. So from 7,000 to 13,000. So a 77% increase is what we calculated. So just want to recognize the work taking place in schools around making sure that students have access to college coursework, or college credit rather, in high school. So I want to acknowledge that. The next information I wanted to share is that we did apply for a federal charter school launch program that was made available by the feds. And we had previously secured 55 million, and we were able to secure most recently an additional 13.5 million. The difference is the original 55 million was for launch, so for charter school launch. The difference is this 13 million that we just received is for schools that are already in existence for literacy, math, attendance, and work-based learning efforts. So we'll be working with our charters over in the next short order, Ms. Gilson's team, as well as our finance and operations team, to make sure that they have that information and they can apply for those funds. Again, those are federal competitive funds. I also want to make you aware that we've announced the dates for Teacher Leader Summit in 26. Those will be May the 26th through 28 at the New Orleans Convention Center. Party at Dr. Clark's house to follow. And so our theme for this year is Big Ideas Start Here. And what we intend to use that theme around are all of the big ideas that have led to improvements in our state, as well as within local systems, big ideas that are showing promise in local systems. So in the same way that our team goes out into the field, we're also calling together through this event thousands of educators. And one change this year, we're incorporating our annual Fast Forward Summit into Teacher Leader. So we're going to hopefully have about 1,000 additional educators this year. So it'll be bigger than ever. So we're excited about that. And then finally, I've had conversations with some of you about Blue Ribbon schools. As you are aware, the Federal Department of Education canceled the National Blue Ribbon Program. And that's fine. They can do that, and I understand that. The complication was that several schools in Louisiana had already been nominated, and they felt like they were already going to be Blue Ribbon schools, and then the program was cut at the federal level. So we are stepping in with our team, our school system relations team, particularly, and we're going to go out to these schools, and we'll let you know of the dates. We're working with the schools. And we'll do a presentation of a Louisiana Blue Ribbon to them at their school site. So we're trying to make up for what was an unfortunate event for them. They got caught up in that, and I think those will be nice celebrations. But I wanted to share with you those Louisiana Blue Ribbon schools. They're not U.S. Department of Ed Blue Ribbon schools. They're Louisiana Blue Ribbon schools. That would be Caneview Elementary in Iberia Parish, Cecil Picard Elementary in Vermilion Parish, Early College Academy in Lafayette Parish, Haynes Academy in Jefferson, Mulberry Elementary in Terrebonne, South Live Oak Elementary in Livingston, and two non-publics, St. Dominic School in New Orleans and St. Jude School here in Baton Rouge. So we will be recognizing those schools with the Louisiana Blue Ribbon on site at a date to be determined by those schools. And so we'll keep you informed of those dates. And Mr. President, that completes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Superintendent. Members, do we have any comments, questions for the superintendent? All right, doing an outstanding job. No comments. So we'll go to the next item, please.
Next item is item 6.1, reports from members of BESSY concerning statutory and legislative task force or council appointees.
Can I get a motion, please? Ms. Mellerin, Dr. Clark. Members, do we have anything to share this month with regard to your participation in committees? Dr. Armstrong.
The non-public council has been working, trying to incorporate the legislative statute of 409, Act 409. I certainly want to commend Barry Carter, is Barry here, and Ashley Townsend, because they have been working very closely trying to see from the state level what we can do to support them in those efforts. Dr. Kingdom is also been very supportive of this because it is a legislative act. It's not a BESSY regulation or anything. So we just want to see what we can do to help them.
Thank you, Dr. Armstrong. Other members with an opportunity to share. Dr. Clark.
If anybody have any questions about truancy, just please see me, Ms. Pritchard or Dr. Davis. I think we've heard enough about it. We do have a meeting, the task force meeting is this afternoon at 1 p.m. And so I will have a report at our next meeting in December. And hopefully we'll have data that we will share with you guys at the December meeting that is pretty accurate after we kind of scrub through it to make sure it's correct and we're giving you an accurate report.
Okay, and that meeting is in this room, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Clark. All right, any other shares? I just had one from the Special School District Board. We did elect an interim superintendent while a permanent search is in place. So Dr. Shirley Lewis, who was originally on staff, will serve in that interim role. And when we announce the permanent replacement, then we'll share that with the board as well. All right. Next item, please.
Next item on the agenda is approval of board committee reports. Item 7.1, Academic Goals and Instructional Improvement Committee. Dr. Armstrong.
Dr. Armstrong.
On behalf of the Academic Goals and Instructional Improvement Committee, I move to approve motions 1 to 21, noting that motions 15 to 20 are notices of intent.
All right. Senator Bell.
I just would like to object to motion 20.
All right. Objection to motion 20. I believe that calls for a vote. Mr. Walker. Do we need public comment first? He just did it. Yeah. So prior to a vote, we need to vote, but prior to the vote, we do have some public comment. So I'd like to give those folks an opportunity. So I'd like to call Superintendent Edith Walker, Superintendent Jason Van Metra, and Superintendent David Claxton to the table, if you would. So we
Excuse me, Mr. Morris, excuse me,
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, Ms. Holloway.
can you indicate what is he opposing?
Well, I'm being advised of the appropriate procedure, Ms. Holloway. Right now, we've got a motion on the floor, and we're gonna hear public comment on that motion. Then we're gonna ask for a second to the motion, and then we're gonna vote on that second. My understanding is that's the appropriate process right now. However,
I just want to be clear also on
yes, sir.
procedurally.
Yes, sir.
There was a motion to approve motions 1 through 21, noting that motions 15 through 20 are notices of intent.
Right.
Mr. Appel said he objected to a particular motion.
Right.
Should we address the particular motion that's being objected to first?
That's what I'm questioning.
Or
Well,
clear
actually-
first?
So what we're going to do is, first, we need to get a second to
Yeah,
Dr.
I
Armstrong.
would withdraw my objection at this time until there's a second.
So, thank you. So could we get a second procedurally?
I'll second that motion.
And so what we will do, we
Now
will
on.
clear out all the motions except the one he objected, and then I will come back and read it in, and we will deal with it separately.
All right.
Well, I don't think you can do that because the specific wording of this motion that Dr. Armstrong made was inclusive of number 20. So unless she withdraws her motion and excludes 20, and then we bring up 20, you can't really do what you want to do.
Yeah, so
My
I
understanding is
think,
motion 20 is being pulled as a read, and therefore all others are now up for consideration for approval?
Correct.
right.
All right.
And so you're going to second that motion, Mr.
Yes.
Castillo? All right, thank you. So we've got a motion on the floor with one exclusion, noting one exclusion. We've got a second, and now we're opening the floor to public comment. Sorry for the delay, Superintendent, but we do want to follow public meeting law as best we can. So thank you for your indulgence.
May I ask one other
Wait, no,
clarifying?
Sorry,
no.
we're still at
You still
pause
gotta
here.
make your
Sorry.
motion.
Mr.
Yeah.
Castillo?
Because motion 20 has been excluded and the others have not been, can we approve those
Right.
motions and then take up the one motion that has been objected to?
I'm not sure we can do that before we have public comment.
Are
You
there
haven't-
public comments on anything other than motion 20?
There you go.
What's motion 20?
The banking motion.
The banking,
That's what-
Yes, that's what we're here for.
figured as much.
But when you say motion 20, we don't,
I apologize.
we're trying to guess that out here.
Yeah.
So are we. So members, we've got a second on the floor noting the exclusion. So is there any exception to the motion that's on the floor? All right, hearing none, motion passes.
You gotta make another-
Next item, please.
Make a motion.
Next item.
I'm sorry, I believe we have another motion,
20.
right? Motion 20.
Mr. Morris,
Have
Mr.
to read it in.
Walker's,
Have to read it in
where
first.
what we're about to do next.
So in your packet we handed you this morning that we're referring to motion 20 is the draft minutes. So I have to read it in to the record. And motion 20 is on motion of Dr. Armstrong, seconded by Mr. Castile. The Academic Goals and Instructional Improvement Committee recommends that the board approve as a notice of intent revisions to Bulletin 111, the Louisiana School District and State Accountability Systems, Section 1903, inclusion of students specifically related to the banking of Algebra 1 scores for students who score master and above on high school LEAP 2025 assessments during the middle school year. Further, the committee recommends that the board direct LDOE to submit a waiver request to ESEA requirements to the United States Department of Education until new comprehensive assessments are administered.
All right, so we have could I get a motion to proceed with that?
Dr. Armstrong.
Dr.
moved it.
Armstrong, can I get a second?
I second.
Mr. Castillo, thank you. And Senator Appel objects. All right, so now we're looking for some public comment. Can you help us out?
All right. David Claxton, Executive Director of Louisiana Association of School Superintendents. I'm not going to go through Mr. Powell's speech yesterday. Y'all all heard that. So I'm just going to second that for him yesterday and hope that you would support the motion from yesterday, the vote. And that's what our association would hope you do today. So my comment.
Thank you. Superintendent Walker?
Dr. Edith Walker, Superintendent for Ascension Public Schools. I'm here just to simply request that you actually move forward with the recommendation that was made on yesterday. I serve around 7,000 high school students. We have 5 high schools. And so the removal of the banking of scores affected 4 of our major high schools by 1 point SPS point or more in a negative direction. And so I would love if you would just continue to allow us to bank scores. I realize that it is not your decision, but we are asking that you request that this be allowed for the next 2 years so that our schools can continue to perform the way that they have performed in the past. So thank you.
Thank you. Superintendent?
Jason Van Meter. I am Superintendent of Calcasieu Parish Public Schools. I've spoken to you on this issue before and would just like your continued support to ask for the waiver from the from the U.S. Department of Education for the next 2 years until the new comprehensive tests come in. Like Dr. Walker, when the data came out from the LDOE on our high school scores, we saw a significant drop. For example, in our highest rated high school on SPS, we saw a little over a 4-point drop. In one of our high schools that struggle, we saw about a 4-point drop. So this is not something that just affects schools that are very high performing or schools that are struggling. This affects everybody. And I think what you saw with the data from the state is you saw everybody, even the districts that don't bank, that are in that data. And so what we would ask is that you consider those districts that do offer 8th grade algebra, and that you continue to support us and ask for the waiver from the U.S. Department of Ed. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, Mr. Walker? Roll call, please.
Mr. President.
I'm sorry, Mr. Harris.
Can you, for the record, explain what a yes vote does and what a no vote does?
Thank you for that clarification, Mr. Harris. Mr. Walker?
Yes, sir. A yes vote is confirming the recommendation that was made from the AGII committee yesterday. A no vote is to undo the recommendation from the committee yesterday.
Thank you, Mr. Walker.
Thank you for that clarification. Do we have other questions before the vote? Mr. Burton?
Are we sure? If the motion is the objection, then a yes would confirm the objection.
The motion on the floor is from
The
Dr.
motion.
Armstrong, seconded by Mr. Castillo to approve it.
Well, where is Mr. Appel's?
He objected, and which requires the
Oh,
roll call vote.
so
Yeah, so go ahead one more time. So a yay vote is equivalent to,
A yay vote is to confirm the recommendation from the committee yesterday. A no vote is to undo the recommendation from yesterday.
right, so yay is in favor, nay is opposed. Got it. All right, roll call, please.
Mr. Appel,
No.
Mr. Appel votes no. Dr. Armstrong? Dr. Armstrong votes yes. Mr. Birkin? No. Mr. Birkin votes no. Mr. Castile? Mr. Castile votes yes. Ms. Champagne?
No.
Ms. Champagne votes no. Dr. Clark?
Yes.
Dr. Clark votes yes. Mr. Harris? Yes. Mr. Harris votes yes. Mr. Hollis is not present. Ms. Holloway?
Yes.
Ms. Holloway votes yes. Ms. Mellerin? Ms. Mellerin votes yes. Mr. Morris?
No.
Mr. Morris votes no. Motion passes.
Thank you. I believe we're at next item, please.
Next item is item 7.2, Board Administration Education Finance Committee. Mr. Birkin.
On behalf of the Board Administration and Education Finance Committee, I move to approve motions 1 through 28.
Can I get a second? Ms. Champagne? Is there any exception to the motion? Hearing none, motion passes. Next item, please.
Item 7.3, Educator Effectiveness Committee.
On behalf of the Educator Effectiveness Committee, I move to approve motions 1 through 14, noting that motion 5 is a notice of intent.
Thank you. Can I get a second, please? Ms. Mellerin, thank you. Is there any exception? Hearing none, motion passes.
Item on 7.4, Government. Mr.
On behalf of the Legislative and Government Affairs Committee, I move to approve motions 1 through 2.
Thank you, sir. Can I get a second? Ms. Holloway, thank you. Any exception? Hearing none, motion passes. Next item, please.
Next item on the agenda is item 7.5, School Innovation and Turnaround Committee. Mr. Kessler.
On behalf of the School Innovation and Turnaround Committee, I move to approve motions 1 through 2.
Thank you, Mr. Castillo. Second, Ms. Champagne. Is there any exception to the motion? Hearing none, motion passes. Next item, please.
Next item on the agenda is item 8.1, consideration of an update report regarding Bessie Tours 2.0.
Thank you. Can I get a second, please? Mr. Birkin. So members, I asked for this one to be added to our agenda. We've concluded our original Bessie tour, visiting every Bessie district. And I believe we got Mr. Harris's district twice, so double emphasis there. But I think the feedback I got was that it was a very positive effort. Engagement at every stop was very good, both with our community and our education partners. And so there's been a lot of interest in a Bessie Bridging Success 2.0. In our original tour, our focus was to promote, advise, and share some successful examples for high school internships. And so the conversation now is what's the scope of Bessie 2.0 Bridging Success? Will we tour the state again with that same focus on high school internships to further momentum that's been in place? Will we consider adding to that? We've got a couple of significant issues before us right now with attendance and the AI innovation that school systems are asking us about. But we're already at October with only one more Bessie meeting this year in December. And so if we're going to conduct a Bessie 2.0, we need to get started. And so first step there would be to confirm that is what we want to do. And then what does the scope of that tour look like? So I wanted to put that out there for discussion and appreciate your feedback. Mr. Castillo?
Thank you, Ms. Morris. We had a discussion a couple of months ago, and it was one of the best discussions that we had with Bessie. And it was around what can we do, what more can we do to move the state of Louisiana using our purchase of being on Bessie, being elected and appointed officials, where we can make an impact sometimes beyond what we do in the classroom. There was some data that was shared around the poverty rate, the challenges that are faced, and it really goes back to the work of Mr. Lauren Carrier. And you've got this gentleman, but you've got so many other people that are doing more to advance the quality of life for our communities. That is such a critical piece. And if we can marry communities together, that effort, the work that we do, the hard work with our educators and what's happening in the community, that perhaps we can take on some of those bigger issues. We have the incredible luxury and honor this Bessie to have 4 former legislators. This is remarkable in the history of Bessie. And with that history and knowledge and connectivity to the state and the community, I think it's a huge, huge opportunity for us. And we were sort of challenged in that discussion that we had, if you all will recall, to think beyond what we've been thinking in the past. And for the legislators who have, in their professional responsibilities in the past, have not limited their issues just to education, I think that would be a valuable add to our discussion and being able to pull from their experience. So I would ask that as we consider this tour, that we push ourselves beyond just those very specific things that we worked on in the past to engage communities, business and industry, to how to better improve those other issues, social, economic, that impact children and their ability to be successful beyond kindergarten through 12th grade.
Thank you for that. I'm going to shift to Ms. Holloway. Ms. Holloway?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Morris. Bessie office has asked that I give a report on the update of Bridging Success Tour, and we're moving forward to 2.0. So I may repeat some of those things that you've said, but as the purpose and vision of our 2.0, and please note that Mr. Morris has assigned me as the Bessie member to work with the Bessie office as we move forward with the Louisiana State Board of Elementary and Secondary Education launched the Bridging Success Tour to strengthen partnerships among school systems, business and industry leaders, and economic development organizations. The tour's goal was to expand work-based learning, internships, and apprenticeship opportunities for Louisiana students, helping bridge the gap between education and workforce needs. We're aware that the state-wide tour began in Baton Rouge November 19th, 2024, and included 8 regional stops from Baton Rouge, New Orleans, St. Tammany, Lafayette, Tippecanoe, Monroe, Alexandria, Shreveport, and concluded the tour October 1st in Bossier City this year. Each stop featured collaboration among Bessie, LDOE, the Workforce Commission. And the impact and the participation led our educators, businesses, industry representatives, and community leaders across the state to have engaged over hundreds of these individuals. Looking ahead, Bridging Success 2.0, we are in the process of sending a survey to each region that we visited to gain feedback on those tours. The surveys will be completed by the end of November. Right, Regine? That's correct. And we thank her for taking the lead now. Jada, I think she's in here. Oh, there she is. Thank you for 1.0. Appreciate, oh, she's not in. Daria, I'm sorry, Daria. Thank you. And so building on the success of this first tour, Bessie will launch the 2.0 that will focus on emerging education and workforce priorities. The next phase will incorporate conversations around AI in classrooms and workforce development, as well as truancy, student engagement as critical factors, early childhood, quality programs, possibly information that you just gave, Mr. Castillo, et cetera. But if you have any other ideas, Regine, we'll be in touch. And through the survey, hopefully we'll get more information of what does 2.0 look like? How many times will we visit throughout the year? Is it 12? Is it 6? Or is it 5? Or where are we going to have these tours? So please note, Bridging Success 2.0 will continue to bring together education, business, community partners to ensure every Louisiana student is equipped for college, career, and life. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Holloway, and I apologize. I was not aware you had a presentation prepared, so I apologize for that.
Good, thank you.
Dr. Clark.
Quickly, I want to do a recusal of item 4.3, stronger connections, the appropriation allocation, because I'm getting a few dollars from LDOE.
Thank you for that clarification, Dr. Clark. Mr. Walker, you captured that?
Make sure I'm correct for the record. You're recusing on an item that was on the Board Administration, Education, Finance.
Yes.
Okay.
4.3, stronger connections, small grant that I'm grateful for.
We will make sure that's noted in the record.
And we're the outcome. So
Great attendance, yes.
thank you for that. All right, Senator Rappel, I'm sorry.
So first of all, congratulations, Dr. Clark, on the award.
Thank
Maybe
you.
it'll grow like a seed.
Yes.
I have a slightly different take on the tours. And I've expressed this to some extent in the past. From a political perspective, from an impact perspective, I ask that we consider a tour focused solely on school boards in their districts. In other words, we'll go to Mr. Harris's district and we'll have an event to invite. Of course, I know some of these districts are huge, and so it may mean multiple visits, but specifically invite school board members to a roundtable discussion just with Bessie and the school boards and Department of Education. And maybe including Workforce Commission and maybe including Department of Economic Development. The reason for that is, in my estimation, the school boards in the local districts are the closest to the people that you're going to get. And you're going to find a lot of very influential folks on school boards, both political and business and education. And I just don't think from the events that I attended, I found that school board attendance at our previous events was very low. And I didn't attend, it was higher. But the ones that I did attend, I thought it was a little low. I just think it would be extremely important for us to spend some quality time in the districts with the school boards. And like I say, it might mean multiple trips because some of these districts cover large geographical areas. And so that's my take on this. Instead of doing a broad brush approach, focus on the school boards. Maybe every other year we do the broad brush approach, and do the odd year we do the school boards or something. But that's my suggestion.
Thank you. Very good thought.
Would you consider we can always use a little levity every once in a while, Senator Rappel, so appreciate your contribution. Just wondering if you would consider that would be potentially be a component of a visit, that we have a specific where we would meet with school board members. And then I'm wondering if there's any particular topic that you would want to address with the school board members.
Well, number one, I think it needs to be focused and intense. In other words, if you do a broad brush and you invite the public and everybody else, not that they wouldn't be invited, but they wouldn't be at the table, you're not going to get the impact.
Got it.
And then as far as the issues, I think it's a listening tour. We listen to them, both ways. We tell them what the logic that we're following is. And then we listen to them and get their reaction. But I think there's a break personally, and maybe you guys think I'm completely off base. I just think
It's
there's
a
kind of
levity point right now. We've established that, right?
Yeah, that's it. I just think there's a failure to communicate with school boards, and I think this is a great opportunity for us to utilize that.
I think there's some wisdom in that. Mr. Birkin, I believe you had your hand up next.
To preface my comments, Dr. Brumley had given us some numbers, new numbers on some apprenticeships and internship spots filled. I think we went from, Dr. Brumley, a few hundred to a couple of thousand this year.
Yeah, I think whenever Mr. Castile asked the question at the last board meeting, we were around 1,300 that we had secured as an agency, Dr. Singleton and her team. And that's not even counting the ones that the school systems have necessarily confirmed on their own. But to date, I want to say we're around 2,300 that we've been able to secure internships as an agency that are available for students throughout the state.
My point to that, thank you. My point to that is it's catching on, and a 2.0 without apprenticeships and internships or workforce development and that type of thing, I think would be a mistake. I think we just should add to that, because that it is catching on across the state. So if we reinforce that amongst the other things that are here, if we reinforce that, I think that would be a good thing, and we could really up that number even more. I mean, it jumped up by a couple, 1,500, 2,000 now. Just think we can do it. It could jump up significantly again.
Great, I like that. So recognize what we've accomplished so far and what can we do to build momentum going forward. I believe Mr. Castile, I believe you were next, followed by Dr. Armstrong.
Yes, Mr. Birkin, I agree. I think we build on the momentum that's already been created. In response to Mr. Appel's remarks, I think that they're well placed. However, I'd really take into consideration that, like in my district, I have 14 parishes, 14 school boards. And so we might want to take into consideration the logistics of how we do that. It's probably a multi-day event, a 2-day event. I think that needs to happen, what you just mentioned. Almost in some ways seems like maybe even a separate event, but I think it's crucial that we have that connection with the school boards. But I'll just use my example. I've got 14 school boards, and that might not be just a single event unless you want to come to my district every month plus some, but just for consideration.
Well, you mentioned the love that we share, Mr. Castillo,
Lots of
so
love.
maybe we can work something
In
out.
fact, and I'd be happy to host one of our tours.
Thank you for that. We can certainly help work through logistics. Dr. Armstrong.
So I'm going to agree with Mr. Morris, Mr. Castile, and Senator Appel. All three, because I do think it's important that we pull in the school board members, the superintendents, and we listen more this time, because it will help us create our vision, help us with our strategic planning. And so we can really hear what's going on rather than us doing all the presentations.
Great. Thank you for that feedback. Looking to my left.
Just a
Ms. Holloway.
reminder to please send your suggestions to myself or Regine. We're going to be planning it out and getting back with you. You will be kept abreast with everything prior to.
Thank you for that, Ms. Holloway. Appreciate your leadership. Any other comments on the Bessie tour before we close this one out? All right. Thought that was some great discussion, some good ideas going forward, and Ms. Holloway's got the lead on that, so we know where to go going forward. Ms. Holloway, we don't meet again until December. We obviously want to get our tour organized and started as soon as possible. Any thoughts on between now and December, or you just thinking about waiting until December? What are your thoughts on timeline?
The timeline, from what I know, at the moment, the survey ends in the end of November. I'm not quite sure if you'll have results by the next meeting, possibly. It depends on how much they can get through. You'll have the results of the survey. But but giving you the timeline and what's going to happen for the next year will probably be in January, because it's going to take some time to lay out what is it that every board member wants from the surveys, from the questionnaire, et cetera.
Right, I appreciate that. Just wanted to be sensitive to the remaining time in the school year, and obviously I don't think we're going to get anything done in May, so that would just leave
We'll come
January.
back with a timeline and
Right.
suggestion for you.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you. All right, any other comments? All right, hearing none, no exception to the motion. Next item, please.
That concludes your agenda.
Thank you.